Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. If you've been thinking about starting your online business, maybe you just got your coaching certification or you're finally ready to put your expertise out there in the world, there's a good chance you've looked around and maybe felt a little intimidated, maybe even a little put off. Because a lot of the big names out there have turned into full on personal brands, practically celebrities. And it can start to feel like that's the price of admission for success in this industry, that you have to become some kind of online guru, constantly promoting yourself, performing for the algorithm, building an influencer persona that doesn't even feel like yourself. And I just want to tell you that that is not the only path to success. And you don't have to build a thriving business that way, not even close. Now, so far on this channel, we've talked a lot about being more visible online because honestly, that's what I'm focused on right now in this phase of my business and my own personal growth. Showing up consistently and building an audience is absolutely worth it. I highly recommend it. But this episode is for right now, before you have an audience, while you're still building it, because there are real ways to get clients without one. And I know this firsthand because I've done it for years. And a quick hello before we get started. I'm Jessica, and I help coaches, consultants, and online experts get clear, get seen, and create a simple path that attracts the right clients. This is my third episode. And if you've watched the first two, first off, thank you so much. I'm a big believer in showing up consistently and building something that's going to compound over time. But I also know that when you're getting started, build your audience is not a strategy that pays the bills, at least not right away. It can take time. So today we are getting tactical. A little about my background. I left a great corporate marketing job in 2023. I was just ready to start something of my own. So I started freelancing, building websites, sales funnels, and business coaching. To date, I've worked with hundreds of clients from single landing pages to full builds, courses, membership ecosystem, the list goes on and on. And almost all of it happened without me being visible online. Here's how I got started and what I'd do a little differently if I was starting over. So the reason I could leave my corporate job was I was hired as a subcontractor by an amazing website platform. They're incredible and they've done a wonderful job of building trust with their customers and audience. And then they trusted me with those customers and they send me leads. I then conduct discovery calls, assess the client's needs, and make a proposal based on what they're wanting. And then I complete the project start to finish with that client. That's how I get paid. I get a portion of every job I sell. It's a smart arrangement and it usually keeps me booked and very busy. But here's what I didn't do so well. I wasn't always doing the things I was teaching my clients. Make sure you have an engine for discovery and then a way to nurture those leads. Looking back, I was in a bit of survival mode, always looking toward helping the next client, always working on improving my skills, refining my questions, becoming a better listener for the person who is right in front of me. All great things, but I was never focused on nurturing the relationships beyond our collaborations. And sure, I had a lot of repeat clients and referrals, but that happened because of my work ethic, not because of my systems. I was shy about asking for testimonials and referrals. I left a lot of opportunities on the table. You might see a little of that in your own behavior. And if not, keep doing what you're doing. But if you do, that's exactly what this episode is here to help with. Because here's the thing about trust. It isn't easy to come by. And even if you're a deeply honest person, it can be eroded quickly by the wrong moves. Not following up with someone who raised their hand, going quiet on your email list for months at a time, finishing up a coaching package, and then completely disappearing. These aren't bad intentions. They're just gaps, and gaps cost you clients. So let's talk about how to build trust and feed that funnel all at the same time, even before you have an audience of your own. Before we dig in, I just want to preface with this one thing, because this is the thing that's going to make your business operate so much easier. And it's also going to help you to build for the future, so that you can have sustainable growth. Because none of these strategies work if there's nowhere to send people. And that's the thing. It's a simple sales funnel. Let me break it down for you as simply as I can for this episode. First, you need a landing page. It needs to tell the right person who you help and what problem you solve. Then I would include a photo of yourself because, especially if you're going to be working directly with your clients, they're going to want to see you. They're going to want to know who they're working with. Then you're going to want to create an invitation into the next step. And I recommend a very compelling lead magnet, something that your ideal client finds irresistible and they want to exchange their contact information for that thing. Then a very warm and welcoming email sequence that starts building trust from day one. You have to have an offer. You have to create an offer that solves the problem of your ideal client. Because at the top of the funnel, that's the entry point. That's how someone gets into your email list. The middle of the funnel, that's where you're building trust and you're warming up that potential client. The bottom of the funnel, that's your offer. That's where you're going to convert them into a paying client. So once you have that in place, that's where these 5 strategies come into place, because this is where you want to feed your funnel. So you're putting it to work basically. So let's get into the 5 ways you can get clients without an audience. Number 1, tap into your warm network. This one is so underused, it almost hurts. The people who already know you, like you, and trust you, and you haven't asked them yet. Maybe it's because sharing with the people that are closest to us makes us feel more vulnerable than sharing with strangers on the internet. Like they might not quite get it, or they'll look at you a little differently. And honestly, they probably will, but that's okay. And one thing I learned when I was a sales manager, people who closed the most weren't often the most polished or articulate. They were the ones who asked. So go ahead, reach out to your network, tell them what you're doing, and then ask them if they know anyone who might be a good fit. You can even offer a little referral bonus to sweeten the ask. Number 2, tap into other people's audiences. This one is so powerful. You could be a guest on a podcast in your space. You could contribute a piece to a popular blog or a digital publication. You can answer questions on Reddit or Facebook groups where your ideal clients are already gathering. You can be a guest speaker or a contributor in someone else's workshop, course, or event. This way, you're not building from scratch. You're borrowing trust that someone else has already earned. And when that host or organizer vouches for you, that trust transfers to you automatically. Number 3, speak. I know public speaking consistently ranks as one of the scariest things people can imagine doing. And that's exactly why it works. When you're willing to get on stage, virtual or in person, and string together ideas that actually help people, they lean in, they pay attention, they follow you, they remember you. I've been to a couple TED Talks, and one of the first things I did after hearing one of the speakers I really liked, I went on social media and I followed them. That's not an accident. That's trust built in minutes. Even smaller stages have that effect. Local business groups, online summits, virtual panels. You don't have to wait for a big stage to start. Number 4, launch an affiliate or a referral program. Find the people who love to refer, who love to sell, or just love to champion businesses they believe in. Give them a reason to champion yours. They get a portion of what they bring in, and you get to show up and do what you love most. It's a win-win. Number 5, running ads. But I just want to caution you with this one a little bit. I'm including this one because it really is a legitimate path, but I want to be direct with you. Ads without a clear, solid sales system can get expensive fast. Ads don't close the sale. Your funnel does. Your sales page does. Your system does. If your message is muddy, your offer is unclear, or your next step isn't obvious, ads will just amplify the problem at a cost. If your funnel is solid and your message is clear, ads can accelerate everything. So I recommend you get the foundation right first before, unless you have a big budget, then go for it. Here's what all 5 of these have in common. They're all ways of borrowing or building trust before you have an audience of your own. Everything comes back to trust, and trust compounds just like content does. Every relationship you nurture, every referral you ask for, every room you show up in adds to it. Don't wait until you have a big audience to start building it. So this week, I recommend you pick one of the 5, just one, and take action toward it today. If you're not sure which one to start with, I'd start with your warm network. It's the most immediate, and you can send 3 messages today to the people who already know and trust you. Tell them what you're doing. Ask if they know anyone who might be a good fit. That's it. Just 3 messages. And 2 quick things before I let you go today. First, if you don't already have a testimonial collection system or a referral system, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because that's exactly what I'm going to be covering in the next episode. Those 2 things alone can change how fast your business grows through word of mouth. And if you've been sitting with a scattered funnel, an unclear message, or a business that just doesn't quite feel connected, I have an offer specifically for you. And it's called my Client Attraction Kickstart. It's 3 focus sessions, just you and me. We diagnose where the real breakdown is happening, sharpen your message, and build a real plan so that you can start attracting clients after we have our 3rd session. And if you're earlier in this journey and just want a free place to start, grab my Business Clarity Blueprint. It walks you through mapping who you help, what you offer, and how to get them started on a path to working with you. And hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thank you so much for watching or listening on the podcast. I'll see you next time.